Hello everybody, it's X here and welcome back to part 6 of our How to Play Yu-Gi-Oh! For Beginners series. Today we are going to be getting slightly into the more complicated stuff. We are going to be looking at fusion summoning. Let's go. So what is fusion summoning? Fusion summoning is the act of using more than one monster and fusing them together, of course, in order to form a more powerful monster. This is done most commonly through the use of polymerization, but can be used with a number of different cards as well. So let's have a look at an example of a fusion monster. So this is a fusion monster, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It will tell you down here exactly what monsters you need to complete the fusion. If it doesn't mention otherwise, you will need to use polymerization or similar in order to summon that monster, unless stated on the card that you don't have to. So for this card you require 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. This will mean you will need 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons either in your hand or on the field. They can be from your hand or field, so you don't have to summon them all. And if we look at the second one here, you've got Dragon Master Knight. This one's got a little bit more on it. This one will need a Blacklisted Soldier and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So this one is a little bit harder to pull out. This is a fusion inside a fusion. Now this one says must be fusion summoned. It cannot be special summoned by other way. So this one has to be done through polymerization and no other way. And this card gains 500 attack for each face with Dragon type monster you control except this card. So it does also have an additional attack as well. So now let's look at the different ways you can fusion summon a monster. So most of the time you will use the classic spell card Polymerization. As it says here, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or side of the field as fusion materials. You also can get more specialized ones, Polymerization, such as Red Eyes Fusion. Fusion summon one fusion monster that lists a Red Eyes monster as material from your extra deck. Use a monster from your hand, deck, or side of the field as fusion materials. This one is obviously a little bit more powerful as it's a bit more specialised. And if you do, its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal summon or special summon other monsters this turn. You activate this card. You can only activate one of these per turn. So ones like this are slightly more specialised in the way that they're designed to bring out a specific type of monster, in this case being Red Eyes. And then a third example of a different type of polymerization is super polymerization. So this one you can discard one card, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck, use the monsters from either side of the field as fusion materials. So this one essentially allows you to use your opponent's monsters against them. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. So that's slightly more powerful. And then there are also continuous and field spell cards which can help you summon your cards as well. One of them being Future Fusion. Now this one, you will activate this card and send from your deck to the graveyard fusion material monsters that are listed on a fusion card. So for example, if you chose Blue Eyes White Ultimate Dragon, you would have to send 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons from your deck to the graveyard, and then special summon that fusion monster from your fusion deck the same way as a selected fusion monster during your second standby phase. Hence why it's called Future Fusion. So you'll send the 3 Blue Eyes, and then 2 turns later you would get your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Just another alternative way so you don't have all the cards in your hand. When this card is removed from the field, destroy the summoned monster. And when a monster is destroyed, destroy that one. So it's a slightly more dangerous way because you can bring a monster out and someone could just destroy the Future Fusion and then you've lost all those monsters. So the final one, which is a field card, is also called Fusion Gate. Now this can be used by both players, so you do have to be careful when using this. When this card is on the field, either player can fusion summon a fusion monster without using polymerization. So essentially you can just get 3 Blue Eyes to your hand, send them all to the graveyard and summon them and summon Blue Eyes Ultimate to the field. However, in this case, they are banished and not sent to the graveyard, as I just said. Sorry, that was my mistake. So instead of going to the graveyard, they are banished instead. And finally, there's one more support card which I managed to find, and we'll go on to a few different types of cards as well. You can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials, and then this has a second effect as well. This one being slightly better than polymerization. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one fusion monster in your graveyard and return it to your extra deck, and then draw a card. Just being able to get back your polymerization or one of the materials you used to summon that monster. Okay, so next up we're going to go into a few more support cards. The next one being Instant Fusion. Now this one allows you to summon a fusion monster from your graveyard without using the materials, but it is limited to what you can do. So you pay 1000 life points, you can special summon one level 5 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck, but it cannot attack and is also destroyed at the end phase. So essentially the way you'd want to do this is summon something like Nordin, which you would then be able to summon it, use its effect, and then it would go at the end of the turn, but you still get the effect of that monster. So next up we have a little bit more support, which is Fusion Weapon. This can be equipped to a level 6 or lower fusion monster, and it gains 1500 attack and defense. Just a little bit, make sure fusion monster is a little bit powerful. Obviously it can't be used on something like Plus. Ultimate can be unused on some other things. There also is one other card which I thought I'd show you, which you can use on your opponent to hinder their fusion monsters as well. This is called Defusion. You could, if you said as I'd, use it on your own monster if you want to get those original monsters back as well. So you can target one fusion monster on the field, but turn that card to the extra deck, and then if all fusion material monsters that you're used for this fusion summon are in the graveyard, you can special summon all of them. So for this one, if your opponent hasn't got them all in the graveyard, they can't get it back, and hence it just destroys this card, which is pretty good. So that's the basics of fusion summoning. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to punch the like button, leave a comment down below, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, most follow me on Twitter, link down below as always. So that's been a safe. Thank you so much for watching. I've been X-Dark X. I shall see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video.